in the Restream, is that where the museum's Facebook page is connected?
Yeah, so in Restream, and I can do a little, well, let me see my tabs at the top. I can show you, sorry, Zoom is like blocking. Okay, that's better. I can show, yeah, so basically here is where we set up where we want it to stream. So like if you had something and you only wanted it to stream to YouTube and not to Facebook, you could just toggle YouTube, or sorry, you could toggle whichever one you didn't want off. So like these are all things that we set up to test. So if we also want to like stream to Mark's page, I could toggle that one on and it would stream to all of the destinations that we wanted. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just right now I'm enjoying the mirror in mirror look going on.
Oh yeah, we've got some like, this is like some that was some mirror maze stuff right there.
Yeah.
So here's the YouTube stream. Oh right, sorry, let me mute. Okay, here's the YouTube stream. So here it is on YouTube, and then on Facebook.
And this, I assume, is some like test page for YouTube.
I mean, it is my like MOS Gmail account, like, so.
Okay.
I think, yeah. So basically, yes is the answer. And one thing that I think with now that Ryan is on, we probably should talk about is the chat on YouTube. But I'm just going to show you Facebook and then we can come back to that. Oh my gosh, I just need to put out of this app. It keeps popping up. Okay. How do I see it? Watch. Nope. Shouldn't it be? I feel like I should just see it, right? Random. Sorry, I don't use Facebook that often.
Yeah, it should show up on your dashboard, your timeline.
Okay, let me go back. Oh yeah, okay, it's right here. I literally just need to scroll down. So, okay, let me mute. I think I'm already muted. Yeah, okay, so now we're watching what I just did like 5 seconds ago. Yeah, so that's how it works. Like I said, I think we should go back and talk about YouTube comments, but do you guys have any questions or comments before we do that?
So just to clarify, is there any part of this that is going to make it trickier or add extra steps for the public to know what's coming and being able to watch it on Facebook or YouTube?
So there won't be scheduled events in Facebook with this. There'll still be the schedule on the website and the Eventbrite where people can register and access through Zoom. But
so the events wouldn't be listed with the link to Eventbrite. That wouldn't happen anymore on Facebook.
I don't think so. Ryan, I don't know if you have different thoughts, but basically when we were testing setting it up, this is the best way this is the way that we found that it works best with Facebook and also with the least amount of staff time. But also I feel like we were running into issues when we were trying to do it with events. Ryan, I don't know if you had.
Just to clarify, so the Facebook events, the listings, those will still exist, similar to the Eventbrite listings, but the notifications you get of like Museum of Science has scheduled a live stream to happen 11 a.m. on Tuesday. Those will no longer happen.
That's fine. I'm glad to hear that the events will still be advertised on our Facebook page for people to click and register to get the Zoom link. Okay, good. Thank you for that clarification. That was my question.
Cool. That makes sense. That's good to know. So that's any other questions before we go back to YouTube?
I guess just in the Restream, what we would be responsible for as we were getting ready to start the webinar would just be to update the title and the description. Correct?
Yep. And then
we wouldn't mess with any of the back end of Restream that says where, like, it'll just default to the MOS main Facebook page and the MOS main YouTube page.
Yeah, exactly.
And we should not touch that because I don't want to mess that up.
Right. I do think the first like time we try it, we'll want somebody like, I mean, I'm going to be out, so maybe not me, but depending on when we decide to go live, but like Ryan or something to be on to make sure that there aren't any unexpected hiccups. But that is
Yeah, I had intention of being in the Zoom webinar as well, just in case we had to go to like the old process last minute type situation. So
awesome. And then to actually go live, it's the same thing where you do the like stream, except instead of stream to Facebook, which I think is what you guys do now, you do stream to custom service. And then you just click that and it should
I think
load.
that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, we do that now.
Oh, okay, great. Then it's exactly the same in Zoom.
Cool.
That part doesn't change. Okay.
Is there anything we need to do in Zoom in order for Restream to be connected?
Yeah, so it's just going to be updating the live streaming tab of your event. And then,
In
sorry,
Restream.
in Zoom. Hold on, let me just go into Zoom and I can show you where it lives. But this can just be saved as part of your template so that you guys can do that each time. But I'll just show you.
But does the key change for every show?
It doesn't. It stays the same.
Oh, word.
Yeah, which makes it much easier to save it. Unlike Zoom, where it changes all the time. So you would just save it in this section. And so I put the live streaming page. So this is what like the link that people can click on to view the stream. I set it as YouTube. But it could be whatever.
And this is awesome because then it will live on YouTube, which we've wanted it to do forever, because then that's like it pops up when you're watching a YouTube video. Do we know how we're going to control like what the keywords and stuff are? Like, does somebody have to go in and edit?
That is something I know nothing about. I would guess so. I mean, so the only thing you can control from Restream is the title and the description.
Okay.
So if there are
I
other
guess
things,
I'm just thinking if we want it to be searchable, like if somebody searches reptiles, like science of reptiles, that would probably pick up on it because it's in the title. But I don't know, like I've used YouTube very tiny amount for my theater group, but I know that there are like the keywords that you can type in, which must help that algorithm of like, if I'm watching a video about reptiles, it will come up in like the similar to what you're watching tab. I don't know if Ryan knows more about that from a marketing standpoint.
I would just say that currently, for most of our videos, it's not a feature we utilize. But yes, you're correct. Tagging does help in that sense, but we could tag all across the board in like every platform we use, and it's not a practice we frequently engage in, just by pure having to update thousands of things with tags on our website.
I get it.
Cool. Okay, so then I think the big question or the big thing that we should also talk about is chat and how that would work. And this is something I think that we might just have to like do a little bit of testing, because so I set up my account, I think, and I played around with it a little bit, but basically like, so and Brian, please correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, but our Zoom account is set up as a like kid friendly account, a YouTube account, which means you can't comment, but there is also this live chat feature that is offered that I know adult programs uses sometimes. So by default, unless we basically say chat is never allowed ever, there's a few different settings, it will show chat, and I don't know how big of a problem that is, I guess, is kind of the question. There is a safe chat filter and so I did a little testing with it. So like you can't write curse words and you can't say you suck. But obviously I have no idea, like there are lots of things that people could say that maybe
Can I ask,
be.
Amy, did you try like just typing like gibberish?
I did not.
Like just like a keyboard smash? Okay. I would say that's like what we get. I don't know. Does that track with y'all? Like we tend to get like keyboard smashes and people just hitting like one letter and sending that a lot.
I also wouldn't be worried if people were doing that in the YouTube chat. Like it's not like they're writing
that's true
horrible things.
It's only like, I'm guessing, like we see on Facebook, that people are going to be typing in their questions and their comments because they haven't seen, but maybe when we update the description, we put that as the top line, like during a live broadcast, we cannot see comments or questions. Because, you know, we say it right there at the beginning, but if somebody tunes in 5 minutes in, they're not going to know that they can't ask their question.
Amy, I heard a rumor about Restream, which is that it can like consolidate chats or comments or questions from all different platforms.
Yes.
Is that true? Could we ever use that?
I think at this point, I think it could be true, but I would say now it is not true. It only seems to work if you're using Restream Studio, which which does not seem to offer enough functionality, or at least we have not found a way to make it work. Because I also tried it. I did a little bit of a demo with OBS to see how it would work with captioning. And I tried it there because OBS integrates slightly differently than Zoom does with Restream, but it didn't work. So I would say, unfortunately, not yet. But I think it's keep our eye on. Sorry.
No, for the Spanish language shows, we do look at Facebook comments, and I'd love to stretch it to look at YouTube just because we don't have a lot of people sending us questions through Zoom. So the questions that do get asked on Facebook sometimes really help us during the show. So maybe if we are going to do like a one message that says we can't look at comments, maybe the MOS and Spanish ones just don't get that language added.
And that's something you guys would be updating the description each time, so you could easily just have a different description for those shows. Okay, so I have a meeting at 11, so I think we can also like follow up via email if we need to. But what do you guys think makes sense? Like, are there questions that still need to be answered before we try it? Do we just want to pick a day and try it? I think the biggest thing, like I think the first few times we should have, like we'll need at least Ryan, and I think we'll need somebody monitoring the chat on YouTube just to be sure. I think we're also going to need to see how it looks on YouTube because we haven't tested, we did test once with the MLS account, which is a bad idea because a bunch of like 16 people started watching it. So we have not gone back and done that again. So I think it's going to be I think there will be a little bit of a learning curve. Like maybe the first one we don't advertise that it's available on YouTube, and then we just see what happens with chats and stuff like that. Unfortunately, Restream does not offer a lot of like functionality with that in Restream itself. You really have to control it through YouTube, which I think is a little limiting.
I think we should pick a day and try it to answer your question.
Okay. Great.
I mean, I'm hosting, I don't know how soon you want to like throw this out, but I'm hosting Friday. I'm happy to be a guinea pig.
I mean, I think it depends. So I am off for 2 weeks starting on Thursday. So I won't be here for any help. So I don't know. I think, Ryan, I don't know what your availability is like, or if you need any other support that I could arrange for.
I might ask like Jake or Mark to just join in just in case, but I'm available. I'm not going on vacation anytime soon, so.
Okay. So do we want to just try it on Friday and then you guys can see how it goes and
do we want, because we're going to be choosing or setting up the the live streams for the webinars